a while back I posted a video sharing what I spend on a 3-day trip as a flight attendant, and ever since I posted that video I've gotten lots of requests to share what I spend on a trip when I'm traveling on my own. I'm sure most of y'all know that flight attendants have flight benefits, which means that we can fly for free, or if not for free, we can fly at a very discounted rate. So this makes it very easy and very cheap to travel on our own in our off time. A few weeks ago I used my flight benefits to go to Paris for 2 days with my best friend Sydney. On that trip I wrote down everything that I spent money on. I kept track of all of my expenses, hotel, transportation, food. I kept track of everything. So today I'm going to share with you what I spend on a trip traveling as an off-duty flight attendant. Before we get into the numbers, this video is kindly sponsored by Lily Silk. They have lots of beautiful silk products, but they are most known for their silk pillowcases. I know I've talked a lot before about sleeping with a silk pillowcase. It's a lot better for your skin and your hair, and especially for me traveling and staying in hotels all the time. The bedding and the pillowcases that they have in hotel rooms is usually just a lot more rough on my skin, and it causes wrinkles and it causes more damage to your hair. I always travel with one, so I have one of these that I keep at home, and then I always have one in my suitcase. And this one is perfect for travel because it has a little pocket that it can fold itself up into. So it folds up into this cute little pouch, and it makes it perfect for travel. They also have lots of really pretty silk clothing options. I have this beautiful black silk midi style dress from them. I love dresses like this. They are so in style right now, but they do have lots of other dresses, more casual things. They have blouses and sleepwear, bedding, all kinds of things. And they also have accessories like these silk scrunchies. This is another thing that I always use when I sleep, because these are a lot healthier on your hair than sleeping with your hair down or sleeping with your hair up in a clip or something like that. So this is in a pack of 4, and they do have other colors, but I just went with black. And then another thing that I love to have when I'm sleeping is a silk eye mask. I'm a very light sleeper. If there's a little bit of light in the room, I can't sleep. So I always like to cover my eyes up with a silk mask. It's a lot less damaging and it doesn't cause wrinkles like a lot of other materials do. So I love this one. It's very soft, and it also has a velvet strap on the back. And then the last item that I have to show you from Lily Silk is this heatless curls rod. If you haven't seen this before, what you do is you put it on your head like this, and I'll usually use a clip to clip it on while I wrap my hair around it. But you wrap your hair around the rod, and then it comes with the little scrunchie so you can tie it at the bottom. You go to sleep with this in your hair, and then when you wake up in the morning, you've got beautiful curls, and it doesn't damage your hair like a curling iron would. So if you want to try any of these products or anything else from Lily Silk, you can get 12% off with my code KC12. So thank you to Lily Silk for sponsoring this video, and now let's get into what I spent on my trip to Paris. The first and biggest expense was our hotel. We stayed in a cute little hotel in a really nice area. We booked it on the plane after we got seats on the plane. The total cost for the hotel for 2 nights was $381.68. Divided by 2, of course, I spent $190.84 for the hotel. Also, I'm just gonna go by US dollars here. So of course in France they use euros, but I've already converted everything from euros to dollars. The next expense was transportation. Once we landed in Paris, we went straight to the little machines where you get your tickets for the metro. We were only there for 2 days, so we got a 2-day unlimited pass, and that was $46.98. And that is how we got around the entire time we were there. Another thing that I always spend money on, and it is so worth it to me when I'm traveling abroad, is I'll do the international phone plan that's $10 a day. I just feel safer that way. I don't want to be stuck or lost and try to find Wi-Fi so that I can pull up maps and figure out how to get around and contact my family if I need to. I just feel safer that way, and it's just totally worth it to me. So international phone plan was $30 total. We landed in Paris in the morning, and we just got our day going as soon as we got there. So of course I had to have a coffee, and that was $6.51. It was not very good. It was not worth $6.51, but I had to have something. So the first day that we were there, we walked around a ton. We went shopping. Sydney was on the hunt for a designer bag. We walked around a ton looking for that. We went into a lot of different stores looking for this bag that she was looking for, and we didn't spend any money until we got pizza. We sat at this cute little restaurant and had pizza by the Eiffel Tower. It was nice, it was delicious, and it was $14.10. After that, we walked around for a few more hours. We went to the Arc de Triomphe and walked down that area and went shopping a little bit more. And we ended up getting a little bit of dinner at McDonald's. Don't come for me for eating McDonald's in a foreign country. I know a lot of people are big foodies and they want to eat the French food or the Italian food when they're in another country, and I'm just really not like that. I love McDonald's, and McDonald's in Europe is way better, so don't hate on me for eating McDonald's. Around this time, after all that walking, I definitely needed a little more caffeine too, so I got a little Coke Zero. I'm a Diet Coke girl. They don't have Diet Coke in Europe, but I got a little Coke Zero and some chicken nuggets and fries, and it was delicious, and it was $13.07. So after McDonald's, we walked back over to the Eiffel Tower, and we just sat there and waited for it to start lighting up and sparkling, and that is free. It is free to see the sparkle show. Then after that, we went over to this little cafe called Carrette. We had seen it on TikTok, and it was just the most beautiful hot chocolate. It was delicious. It was like liquid Hershey's chocolate. It was so good. So we had some of that hot chocolate and some whipped cream and croissants. It was just such a cute aesthetic place for pictures and videos and all of that. So I did spend $16.06 on hot chocolate, but it was so worth it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. So that was it for the first day. The second day, we woke up and we went to Starbucks. Again, don't come for me. I love me some Starbucks. I know it is the French thing to go and sit at a cafe and have a cafe creme. I know that's what we should do when in France, but we were in a hurry. We only had 2 days and we had lots of stuff that we wanted to see. I did get a croissant and a coffee from Starbucks, and that was $9.13. The second day, we went to Versailles, and neither of us had ever been, so that was really exciting. There's different levels of tickets that you can get for Versailles, but we wanted to be able to see everything, and that was 20 euros for that ticket. So that is $21.95. I've never really been big on souvenirs, but I really wanted to bring home some macaroons for Josh and for myself. So I did get 2 boxes of Laudre macaroons. These are the most expensive cookies in the world, probably. So I did spend $42.40 on Laudre macaroons. That was 2 boxes of 6. That's a lot. Those are expensive cookies. After Versailles, we came back to Paris and we split lunch. We just stopped at this cute little restaurant and sat outside. The weather was beautiful, so we wanted to sit somewhere outside. And then it started raining while we were sitting there, so we just kind of passed the time until the rain stopped. So my half of that was $16.50. And then we walked around a little bit more. We went by Notre Dame. I showed Sydney the hostel where I lived when I studied abroad in Paris. We walked through Luxembourg Gardens, and then we sat at the Louvre for a little bit. At some point, we did go into a Louis Vuitton store, and Sydney found the bag that she wanted. I just sat there and, you know, cheered her on and sipped champagne while she got her designer purchase. Once it started getting dark, we went back to our hotel, and then we got changed and kind of relaxed for a little bit, and then we went to dinner. We went to a restaurant that was a recommendation from the owner of the hotel. She was very, very nice and helpful and gave us recommendations, but the place that we went to for dinner was absolutely terrible. It just wasn't good. Thankfully, she was not there when we got back, so we didn't have to tell her that her dinner recommendation was terrible, but it was $20.04. Not worth it at all. We should have just stayed in and not eaten anything. The next morning, we took an Uber to the airport instead of the metro because it was gonna be such a hassle early in the morning, dragging our suitcases and everything. It was just gonna be stressful, so we decided to take an Uber, and that was $47.22, but we did split it, so my half was $23.61. Once we got to the airport, I did get breakfast. I just got a little croissant and a coffee. That was $8.79, but the coffee wasn't very good, so I did get another coffee. I tried to get an iced coffee from a little store in the airport, and I also got a water for the flight. So that was $6.45. Again, I'm not big on souvenirs, but I did want to bring home some wine. So I just got 1 bottle of red wine, and that was $13.45. And then the last thing that I spent money on was the flight. flight. Using our flight benefits, we do have to pay a little bit when we travel abroad. So international destinations, we do have to pay. Obviously, flying standby on my flight benefits is a lot less expensive than buying an actual ticket. I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to share exactly what I spent on the flight, so I'm just gonna leave the flight out of it. So total cost of my trip to Paris minus the flight was $479.90. For 2 whole days in Paris, I really don't think that's so bad. We definitely could have done it a little bit cheaper. I mean, obviously you can stay in a hostel and it would cost a lot less than our hotel did, but I am too old for that at this point. I'm not staying in a hostel when I'm traveling anymore. If you're young and you're, traveling on a budget, then that's definitely an option. You can definitely do that, but that part of life is behind me. All the little things add up too, but I mean, you gotta eat, and I mean, I'm in Paris. I wanna have my hot chocolate by the Eiffel Tower with a little croissant and take pictures and enjoy the trip. In my brand new flight attendant days, I probably would not have spent this much on a trip to Paris, but at this point in life, it was totally worth it. That is it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing what I spent on my trip to Paris. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.